And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella, based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 3 ugly, mean stepsisters named Olive, Nina, and Esme. Olive, Nina, and Esme made Cinderella do all the chores. "Sweep the floors, wash the dishes," said Olive, Nina, and Esme. One day, the king of Onlyville's messenger said, hear ye, the king of Onlyville is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Singling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Olive said, he's going to marry me. Nina said, no way, Olive. He's going to marry me. Esme said, both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad that she cannot go to the ball and marry Prince Singling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and asks Cinderella what is wrong. Why are you crying, Cinderella? She asks. Cinderella responds, I wanted her to go to the ball and marry Prince Singling, but I'm not welcome. The fairy godmother waved her wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, waterity, one! And then, Cinderella's chores are all done. But the fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has one pumpkin. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, waterity, one! Again, and to turn Cinderella's do-rag and clothes into a gown and crown. I've never seen such a wonderful gown. I get a load of my glass slippers, and then the pumpkin into a carriage drawn by 2 strong horses. The fairy godmother said, have fun, Cinderella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Singling was wondering who he should marry. Olive, Nina, and Esme said all together, he's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Singling dance happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Singling was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled around Onlyville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where her Cinderella and her stepsisters lived. He said, ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try this glass slipper? Olive is first, but her foot is too big. Nina is next, but her foot is too small. Esme is last, but her foot didn't fit either. Suddenly, Prince Singling noticed Cinderella singing. Cinderella said. Prince Singling, is that you? Prince Singling said, of course it's me. Cinderella gets so excited because she's having to have her Prince Singling back. And they lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story before bed enters doors. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to my video. Take care. Bye and good night, everybody. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 56 Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there lived a young woman named 56 Cinderella. 56 Cinderella had 8 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier. All 8 of them made 56 Cinderella do all the chores and watch her work. 56er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier all together. One day, the king of Sex Queen Quadrant Tublingham's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, the king of Sex Queen Quadrant Tublingham, his majesty, is going to throw a ball, and with lots of food. And after dinner at 10 o'clock, whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Sex Queen Quadrant Tubling. Can I come? Asks 56 Cinderella. But she's not invited. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. He's going to marry me, said Fatima. No way, Fatima, you're wrong. He's going to marry me, said Ivana. Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me, said Verona. The rest say, all 3 of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. They even tear her 56 Cinderella's party dress. Later, at 8 o'clock at night, 56 Cinderella is distraught, sad, and upset doing chores about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Sex Queen Quadrant Tubling. Suddenly, 56 Cinderella's very godmother arrives and comforts her. There now, 56 Cinderella, my dear. I can help with a bit of magic. And so, she waves her magic wand to do all the chores for 56 Cinderella. But she's not done yet. She says, 56 Cinderella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some ice. Luckily, 56 Cinderella has 56 pumpkins and 112 mice. 56 Cinderella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again. And to turn the 56 pumpkins into a handsome coach, the 112 mice into horses, and 56 Cinderella's fairy clothes into gown and crown. 56 Cinderella says, I've never seen such a Sex Queen Quadrantuple-tastic gown. Get it out of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? And climbs into the coach. 56 Cinderella's fairy godmother says, well, you can't. But have fun, 56 Cinderella. But I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will get back to the way it was before normal. And gives her a clock to tell her what time it is. It's 9 o'clock now. 56 Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, the king of Sex Queen Quadrant Tublingham says, good evening, everyone. Prince Sex Queen Quadrant Tubling was wondering who to marry. Isn't that right, son? In which Princess Quintupling responds, yes, father, at 10 o'clock. 56 Cinderella arrives at the ball for the food first. Just in time! 56 Cinderella then sees Prince Quintupling, her mean, ugly, wicked stepsisters, Fatima to Xavier, say, he's walking towards me! All together, but Princess Quintupling is not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 56 Cinderella. After dinner, Princess Quintupling then asks, may I have this dance? And so, 56 Cinderella responds, I would be delighted. 56 Cinderella and Princess Quintupling dance happily together. But later, 56 Cinderella checks her clock. It's almost midnight! So, she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. Princess Quintupling was really worried that he might never see 56 Cinderella again. The king of Sex Quintupling comforts him by saying, there now, son. I think we'll be able to find 56 Cinderella. And so, the king of Sex Quintupling and Princess Quintupling traveled all around the neighborhood to find 56 Cinderella and brought the 2 glass slippers with them. By the time they arrived, they knocked on the door of the home where 56 Cinderella and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 56 Cinderella, they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fatima to Xavier. Princess Quintupling then says, ladies, my father, the king of Sex Quintupling and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on these 2 glass slippers? Fatima is first, but her feet are too big. Ivana is next, but her feet are too small. Nonsense! They fit! She said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, the king of Sex Quintupling and the king of Sex Quintupling, Prince, known as 56 Cinderella's sweet singing. Princess Quintupling and your majesty, is that you guys? She hollered excitedly. The glass slippers fit! And 56 Cinderella, the king of Sex Quintupling and Prince Sex Quintupling lived happily ever after. The end. And Andrew's Doers, I hope this was a fun story parody. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything, and buy our merchandise at AndrewDoesEverything.com. And take care, bye!